And now, a message from the Creator.
Hello and welcome to another spine-tingling tale of strange fantasy. I'm Travis, and first off, just want to take a quick moment to thank you, the fans. Thank you for your sick love and support of the strange and obscure. You guys are awesome. And secondly, we have got some super exciting news to share with you. We filmed a strange fantasy pilot episode. That's right. And we found an entertainment lawyer that's gonna help strange fantasy find a home on the small screen. But it's gonna take some time and some money. So we need your help by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/strangefantasy. You can pledge, donate, and give to the cause. Be a part of the journey to television, and in turn for your wonderful patronage, we have exclusive perks and rewards to offer you. We've got t-shirts, posters, shoutouts, music, signed scripts, secret episodes, and so much more. So please go to patreon.com/strangefantasy, and let's make the world a spookier place for all. And remember, we exist to entertain ourselves and you. Thank you all. And now,
your feature presentation.
Welcome to another regaling of strange fantasy. Obscure odysseys meant to shock the nervous system and stir the very core of your soul. Tonight's tale is of prophecy and the power to carry through. There's no telling the shape of things to come, lest you tell it yourself. In this installment entitled Weather Man.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. A big thank you to Mr. Travis Williamson for joining us. And of course, a big thank you to our sponsor, McKindle's Pets in Posterity. When your loved one is passed on, show them the love that they showed you in life. McKindle's Pets in Posterity. And don't forget to tune in next week when we'll be speaking with Olivia Kind, who will be sharing an exciting discovery with us. Long thought a myth. It seems the Gorgon might not be so mythical after all. Signing off until next week, this is Benjamin Jarvie with Strange Wonder.
We're out.
That was a waste of everyone's time.
How was I supposed to know Williamson would be a dud? The man used to work at the Pentagon.
The man fixed photocopiers at the Pentagon, Hannah.
It wasn't a total waste.
We need better guests, Hannah. You're my producer. You think you could produce some better guests?
Speaking of, I wish you hadn't done that bump for next week's show.
What, the Gorgon lady? What even is a Gorgon? Aren't they those big puppet things from Fraggle Rock?
It doesn't matter. She pulled out this morning.
What? Why?
Something about a blizzard.
Why didn't you pull the copy?
I did. That's why it wasn't with the rest of your script.
Great. Well, that's great. So, who do we have as a replacement?
We don't.
What do you mean, we don't?
I mean, it just happened last night. I haven't found anyone yet.
Have you tried reaching out to our standbys?
Most of them are unavailable. It's the off-season for Renaissance people. The pirate tour captain went bankrupt. Both the exotic animal trainer and the home circus lady are in prison. And the novelist died 2 months ago.
Great. Any chance we could get one of the jail guys?
I tried. Circus Lady isn't allowed visitors until she's healed, and Exotic Animal Guy can't talk to anyone until after his appeal. My only leads right now are a weatherman with a 100% accuracy record and a lady that makes dollhouse habitats for hamsters.
That's it? That's the best you can do?
We're not exactly spoiled for choice here. And it's not like I don't have a day job.
Yeah, well, if you're as bad at that job as you are at this one, you'll probably have a lot more time free in your future.
You know what? You're right. I do have more free time in my future. I quit.
Hannah! Hannah, come on. I didn't mean it. Hannah! Hannah! Oh. Hamster lady or a lucky weatherman? Let's see who wants their 15 minutes of fame. Hi there, Mr. Galvin?
Yes?
Hi, I'm Benjamin Jarvie. We spoke on the phone. I'm here to interview you.
Oh, yes, Benjamin Jarvie. I was expecting you about an hour ago.
Yeah, sorry about that. Your place is kinda hard to find. It's a little remote, you know?
Yeah, I get that a lot. Well, I'm afraid I don't have much time right now. Maybe we can reschedule for tomorrow.
If we could do it now, I'd really appreciate it. It took me a while to get all the way out here.
Well,
The show's in 3 days, and I really need time to edit and put everything together.
I suppose we can manage.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. We usually do the show live, but it runs opposite your news hour, so that's why we're doing a pre-record. I just need a few minutes to set up my equipment.
No worries, young man. Can I get you anything?
Some coffee would be great.
Is tea all right?
Those beggars can't be choosers.
I just put the water on. It'll be a few minutes. I have to say, I was a little surprised when you reached out to me. People usually care about the weather more than the guy that reports the weather.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for me, Hamster Lady retired to Boca.
So tell me, what exactly fascinates you about reporting weather?
To be perfectly honest, Mr. Galvan, it's more your record that I find impressive. I initially called the station to find out what kind of equipment they use, and was surprised when they told me that your weather reports are all you.
That's right. I'm probably one of the only...
Just a sec, Mr. Galvan. Let me just start my recording. There. All right, sorry. You were saying?
Well, Benjamin, I was saying, I'm probably one of the only weathermen in the country that creates his own weather reports. Most of them just read off a teleprompter, but my weather reports are all me.
Well, I'm pleased to say, Mr. Galvan, that this is legitimately interesting. Can I ask you how you convinced the station to let you create your own reports? I mean, if I walked in off the street and just told someone that I could predict the weather, I doubt they'd give me the time of day.
Well, I have a bit of a genetic advantage. 4 generations of my family have all had the gift, and I took over for my father when he passed away some years ago.
So this technology you use would have to be, close to 75 years old?
Older, if you believe it. But if you don't mind, I'd prefer not to go into the how so much. Sort of a family secret, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I can respect that, but surely if you have the technology to predict the weather so accurately, wouldn't it be a great asset to humanity to share it?
I wish it were that simple.
I mean, think about the lives that could be saved. The crops that could be planned if everyone could predict the weather as well as you do.
Like I said, it's not that simple.
I mean, weddings, vacations, you name it. Oh.
Let's change the subject, please.
Respectfully, sir, if we're not here to talk about your weather predictions, then what am I doing here?
You can ask me anything you want about me. But how I predict the weather is my business.
Well,
My family has been doing this for generations. You think anything you say to me now is going to change my mind? We can't save the world. Don't you think if we could, we would?
No.
I'm sorry, young man. This just hits a little close to home for me, you might say.
No, I understand.
It's just that, you see, the technology we use only works in our area. It has to do with the air pressure and specific atmospheric condition found here. It wouldn't work anywhere else. Only here. Always going to be right here.
I'm sorry. Look, this was a bad idea. I can just go.
No. I'm sorry. You'll forgive me. I lost my son about a year ago. He was out sailing with his wife and my grandson when a storm took their boat. You have to understand, for someone like me to lose their family to weather...
I didn't know. Look, maybe you're right. This was a bad time. I'll tell you what, can we reschedule?
Oh, shoot, I knew it was too close.
What's that?
Listen, we don't need to reschedule. I have to go take care of something downstairs real quick.
Really, I can just come back.
Won't be 5 minutes.
Really, I can...
Sit down. Please. I'd like to tell you about my son. I'm going to be right back. You hang around. I'll make it worth your while.
Okay. Let's review our choices here, Ben. Either stick it out with the weather guy who only wants to talk about his kid, or scramble to find a better guest in 2 days. Let's see if there's any more to the story about the dead kid, I guess. Bodies were eventually found, buried at... Mr. Galvan was not in attendance for the services and couldn't be reached for comment. Didn't even go to his own kid's funeral. The story might have legs yet. Mr. Galvan? Mr. Galvan, Mr. Galvan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but... Mr. Galvan, I wanted to ask you more about your... What in the...
Ben?
Hannah! I was starting to think you weren't going to come.
To be honest, I wasn't. When I found out you missed last week's broadcast, I got worried.
All under control, all under control.
See, you say that, but McKendall's pulled out.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't. They were your last sponsor, Ben.
I don't need sponsors anymore. Look, just follow me to the basement and I'll explain everything.
Ben, what is this about? And whose house is this?
Just come with me, okay?
I thought you asked me to come here so you could apologize. Huh. I should have known that you...
Well, what do you think?
What the hell is that?
What does it look like?
It looks like 1950s sci-fi junk to me. What, are you and whoever lives here trying to rebuild the set to the original Lost in Space or something?
It's a weather control machine.
Well, this has been a fun waste of my time, Ben. Do me a favor and don't call me again.
Hannah! No, Hannah, wait, I'm serious! Hannah! Hannah, will you please just let me explain?
Will you get out of my way, please?
Not until you let me explain.
Explain? What do you want to explain? How you couldn't even keep a company sponsor that takes boudoir photos of deceased pets?
This house belongs to the weatherman.
The what?
Remember the weatherman that you had for me as a guest? The one that was never wrong? This is his house.
If this is his house, then where's the guy? Mr.
Galvan, he's gone, but he left me, or rather us, as custodians of what's got to be the most amazing piece of technology of our lifetimes.
That thing in the basement?
That thing in the basement.
I'm going home.
You don't get it, do you, Hannah? Forget rockets, forget lead into gold, coal into diamonds, all that shit. This is power.
Ben, I don't know what he sold you or how much you paid for any of this, but he sold you junk. The guy reported the weather. He didn't make it.
You want to bet?
Bet?
Yeah, I will bet you that it will snow tomorrow. And if it does, you pay for the next month of Strange Wonders broadcasts.
Ben, it's July. It doesn't snow in July.
Then what have you got to lose?
And when I win?
Then you never hear from me again. And I swear I'll sing your praises as a producer to anyone you want.
Fine.
Fine?
Fine! Can I go now?
Yeah! I'll be looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
No, Mom, I don't think it was a waste of time. Well, it was a resume builder, if nothing else. No, I don't think he'll ask me back. Not really. I wasn't doing it for the money, Mom. The money wasn't that good in the first place. I don't know why I was doing it. Because it used to be fun. When we first started. What in the hell? I'm gonna have to call you back. It can't be. A freak snowstorm, unlike anything that's ever been seen before. How?
Hey, I made the paper.
What is going on?
I told you, I have a weather control machine.
No. Supervillains in Bond movies have weather control machines. What you have in the basement is a reject from a science fiction convention.
Then how do you explain it?
I can't. Look, Ben, I just want to know what's going on, okay? Mr. Galvin just sold that thing in the basement to you?
Not exactly.
Well, then what?
So I came to interview Mr. Galvan last week. Well, at first he didn't want to talk about how he was able to predict the weather so accurately. He said it was a family secret or something. I caught him in the basement fiddling with that thing, and I thought the same thing as you. No way is this some kind of Doppler radar or anything. Galvan was real pissed and basically threw me out of his house. So I go home and do some research on him. Turns out this house has been in his family for over 100 years. Not only that, but there's a weird pattern. Everyone in his family, world travelers, big into adventure, but once they take over reporting the weather for the previous, let's call it an elder, boom, no more travel. It becomes their life. Almost never miss a day. No records of them traveling outside the state, nothing. So I call Mr. Galvan, and I tell him what I find out. I expect him to just hang up on me, but instead he seems relieved. Asks me to come back and see him so he can explain. And so I did. I came back the next day. He basically drops this big bombshell on me that his great-great-grandfather was some kind of genius who built that weather-controlling thing in the basement.
So why would he give it to you?
Well, it's like a legacy thing. He was going to pass it on to his son, but he died in a tragic boat accident.
So instead he just gives it to you? I'm not buying it, Ben. I know you too well. Some random guy isn't going to just give you power over the weather because you caught him playing with some dials.
Well, he didn't exactly give it to me. It's like a long-term loan. Come on, let me show you. All right, here. Come here and sit down. So this is all you do. You put one hand flat onto this panel, and then you pick this doodad up and speak into it and just describe the weather you want.
No way.
Try it.
Okay. Where do I input the temperature?
You just speak it. You say it.
No. No way is that possible. You said this thing was almost 100 years old? Voice control barely works on my TV.
Fine. Look, move. I'll do it. Starting at 7 a.m., it'll be exactly 65 degrees, dropping 1 degree an hour until 7 p.m. There'll be a light rain at 4 p.m. that will travel east to west at 25 miles an hour. Boom. Done. Now, watch the report tomorrow, and I'll guarantee you that's exactly what happens.
This is wild. Why wouldn't they patent this and sell it if it really works?
You gave me some nonsense about it only working locally, but that's where you and your engineering degree come in.
Me?
Yeah. You see, I've been thinking about what to do with this setup. I mean, as you can see, Galvan wasn't exactly maximizing its potential. So at first, I was thinking make bets on the weather, right? But that's going to be small potatoes. And then I was like, weather for rent. Charge people for weather requests for farming or special events. But I thought bigger. If we figure out how this thing works, then we can control the weather anywhere and boom!
Boom, you're a supervillain?
No, like we can sell the technology. There's not a city in the world that wouldn't pay top dollar to control the weather. Billionaires would drop $1 million easy just to have control over the weather around their yachts and mansions. So we copy it, sell it, and we are set for life.
There is so much that can go wrong with this, Ben. Do you think mankind has the right to play with nature like that?
I mean, granted it has some drawbacks, but think of all the good we can do, I mean, no more natural disasters, floods, droughts, no more world hunger. Look, what is the harm in figuring out how it works? Once we know, then we can decide what to do with it. How about that? Come on, I'm offering you a partnership in the greatest discovery of the century.
All right, I'll do what I can. But this may be beyond me, you know?
You'll figure it out. You built our production station with stuff you got from Radio Shack. You can do this.
You got a screwdriver?
How are things coming?
Good. I've almost got the front cover off.
The cover? You've been at it for almost 3 hours. What's taking so long?
It's not like there's an instruction manual.
What?
I said it's not like there's an instruction manual. Not to mention the fact that I have to be extra careful not to accidentally disconnect anything or break anything. Plus, I had to figure out where the access to the innards would be. This freaking thing takes up most of the wall. It's not like there's a CPU label or anything useful.
But you're almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost in. How about some dinner?
In a minute. I have to do the weather for tomorrow.
Do it after dinner.
Can't. Galvan was very clear. Weather had to be input every 12 hours.
Every 12 hours?
That's what he said.
What happens if you don't?
I don't know. Maybe the system crashes or it locks you out. How should I know?
He left you with some pretty weird instructions and didn't tell you why? And you didn't think to ask?
No, I didn't think to ask. Must have been pretty important, though. It's why he missed his son's funeral. So, what are you thinking for tomorrow? Sunshine and roses, or should we shake it up a little, keep people guessing?
Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s. Now come on, let's eat.
Huh. It didn't turn green.
What didn't turn green?
That light. It's supposed to turn green when the input has been accepted.
So what did I do wrong?
Nothing. Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s.
It worked that time.
Huh. Weird.
I'll figure it out once I get it cracked open. Come on, I'm starving. Hey.
Hey, did you figure it out?
No, I didn't. And do you know why I didn't? Because the damn thing is welded shut.
Welded? What? Why would anyone do that?
I don't know. It'd make it pretty impossible to repair if and when it breaks down. I'll have to get some cutting gear tomorrow.
Is that going to be safe?
They sell safety gear for that kind of shit at the hardware store.
No, I mean safe for the machine. Earlier you said you were worried about damaging it, and now you're talking about cutting into it?
Sorry, my mistake. Shouldn't have assumed that you were interested in my well-being for once.
You want some coffee for the road?
Not particularly.
Just a minute. Just a minute, I'm coming. I said I'm coming. Hannah, what exactly is the big...
You son of a bitch!
Oh!
What's wrong with you? Did you have second thoughts about bringing me in, or was this one of your sick jokes?
What the hell are you talking about, Hannah?
Oh, like you don't know.
Yes, like I don't know, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
You really don't know?
Hannah, on my life, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look outside at my fucking car.
Whoa. What the hell happened to you? To your car? Are you okay?
I just spent 20 minutes running from a tornado. That's what, you bastard.
You what?
Yeah, I'm lucky to be alive. I was on my way here from the hardware store. Damn thing picked the back half of my car up off the road.
Where the hell did you find a tornado?
Gee, Ben, where do you think?
Wait. No, wait, you can't think that... Hannah, do you really think that I'd try to kill you with a tornado? Why?
Well, is there someone else with a weather control device I should know about?
I've been asleep since... What time is it now? Oh, shit.
What?
I may have slept through the last 12-hour interval.
You slept through the last input time?
Ow. Hey! Ow!
How could you sleep through the input time? What happened to the 20-some-odd clocks that all go off to warn you?
I turned them off!
Why the hell would you turn them off?
Do you have any idea what it's like trying to sleep around here, all those things ticking? I just tried to catch a nap, that's all.
I can't believe you.
Well, at least we know what happens when we miss a time, right?
The machine attacks me with a tornado?
I mean, I guess so. Where are you going?
Where do you think? I'm going to open that tin can up. It wants a war. It's got one.
Okay, but carefully, all right? Like a precision war, maybe?
Whew. There. That should just about do it.
You haven't damaged it, have you?
We'll know in a minute. What kind of hodgepodge mess is this? Oh.
What is it? Is it broken?
This is an electrician's nightmare. There must be 100 connections in here. Easy. Hand me that voltmeter, will you? All right. Let's see. Dead. 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 Dead.
So it is broken. Great. Nice work.
I don't see anything severed. It might be in a standby mode. Maybe bees only activate when the machine is due for the next weather update? I'm going to try and trace these wires and cables to see what they hook up to.
Someone's at the door. Keep working. I'll be back.
Keep working. Keep working. Some partnership. Why are you doing this, Hannah? You just know he's going to find some way to screw you over and take all the credit. Okay, this hooks into nothing. And this hooks into also nothing? Okay, the weird just keeps coming. This can't... These wires serve no purpose? Okay, you know what? I'm going straight to the source. Let's see what that control pad connects to. That... How can that be? There's no connection there either? Now what is that? Ben, do you have a flashlight? There's some sort of statue or figurine or something back here.
Hannah, I have to go into town for a while, but I'll be back ASAP.
Who was at the door?
The police. Something's happened to Mr. Galvan.
He okay?
No. No, he's dead, apparently.
Excuse me?
Yeah, the police want me to come with them to answer some questions. Now, I didn't tell them you were down here, because we need to keep working.
That's super shady, Ben.
Look, we should be fine, but just in case they try to kick us out of here, we need to know everything about that machine.
Why would they kick us out? I thought we had permission to be here.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I made a recording of Mr. Galvan giving me custody of his place, but with them finding his body, it might not be enough to convince them we should be here.
Ben, this is all too weird. I'm starting to think this machine is all a hoax. These wires, the connections, it's like the whole thing is a false facade built into the wall.
Maybe they updated it and just built the new stuff on top of the old stuff.
Let's just cut our losses and give up. If this thing does work, they'll bring in real scientists to examine it.
No, I am too invested in this, Hannah. Look, if you don't want to be partners, that's fine. I'll find somebody else. But this was my story, my find, and I'm the one bearing all of the risk, so I'm not giving up. Now, will you please help me look for my laptop?
Here.
Thank you. I just need the memory card. Okay, now this should convince them that we're okay to be here, but just in case, please keep working on trying to figure that thing out, okay? I need you on this one, Hannah. I need my producer.
Mr. Jarvie, are you about ready?
Look, I have to go. I'm relying on you. Coming! I found my card! Hannah? Hannah, I'm back! You still in the basement?
Nope.
Good news. I think I bought us at least a few days. The recording helped, but it looks like it's gonna come down to what Galvan has in his will. Since the recording isn't in front of witnesses or anything, it's not a formal legal document, apparently. How goes the technical side?
I decided on another tactic.
Another tactic? We don't have time for another tactic, Hannah. I'm guessing we have 2 to 3 days, a week tops.
Have you looked at anything else around here? Or have you been so laser focused on that thing in the basement you didn't even notice the rest of the house?
No offense, Hannah, but the only part of this house I give 2 shits about is the weather thing.
Remember what we said about what if it breaks? How are they supposed to fix it?
Yeah, so,
somewhere in this house, it makes sense for there to be... instructions.
Of course, the old guy had to have something that he was planning on passing down to his kid. Oh, I could kiss you, Hannah. You are brilliant. So is that what you have there? Did you find instructions?
Not quite. Looks like a family record. Like a diary. It's part of a series. I'm working my way back through them. Near as I can tell so far, the tradition is that when the kids are growing up, they are encouraged to travel and explore as much as possible. And then, when the parents are about to die, the kid and their family return home and take over running the machine.
That must be because of that 12-hour entry thing. I guess it's hard to travel when you have to be back every 12 hours.
Yeah. And look at this part. He said he felt responsible for his son's death. Apparently, he was late getting back from the news studio one night and missed the entry window. That night is when the storm capsized his son's boat.
And when I missed it, a tornado tried to chase you down. Man, this thing is all kinds of janky.
I'll keep looking. But this seems like a stronger lead than aimlessly pulling that thing apart.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
Great. The couch is super comfortable, thanks.
So you were up late reading? Find anything else good?
Yeah, actually. I was at least partially right. Apparently, his great-grandfather, Aldo Galvin, fell in love with a woman who wanted to move to somewhere that wasn't so near her family on the Navajo reservation. Aldo didn't want to leave, so he built that big thing in the basement to make it look unmovable, so he could convince Enola that they needed to stay here.
So the machine doesn't work?
No, it actually does. It's just most of that thing, probably 99% of it, is a big fake movie set, essentially. All built around whatever the actual piece is that does the job.
Which is what, exactly?
I'm not sure. It's something he calls a Taloke?
Never heard of it.
Neither have I.
Well, the internet is our friend. I'll give it a look after breakfast. First, I'm gonna go do our daily weather broadcast.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
No, I got this one. Why don't you stay up here and start breakfast?
Because I'm not your wife, your mother, or your maid.
Okay. Fair point. I've been a little unreasonable with my requests. Tell you what, why don't you go see what we've got? I'll go do the weather, and when I'm done, you can tell me what you want me to make us for breakfast.
Thank you. A little fairness is all I ask.
So, what's the Google say?
Nothing helpful, I'm afraid. It's not a name of any type of component I can find. It appears to be a few things, actually. It's a character from Dune, a type of fish, and some sort of a god figure from Native American mythology.
Mythology?
Yeah. Apparently Mr. Galvin Sr. thought it'd be cute to name his weather control device after the god of rain.
You don't think...
There's no way. Hang on. Come with me. I want to show you something. Here, help me with this, will ya?
Careful, you're gonna break it!
Most of this is just for show. Just trust me for once, will you? When I was inside there the other day, I saw something, remember? It was some kind of statue or figure or that.
Ooh. Ugh. What is that?
Wait a second. Look. See there? When I do an image search, that statue is a depiction of Taloke. It's almost the same as ours.
Yeah, except ours is uglier. That was just a coincidence, right?
I think I'm in way over my head. Should we, find a tribal consultant or a historian or...
Or an exorcist?
Look, the panel you place your hand on is actually part of the statue. It's the only part that actually connects to anything.
So it's, what, like an altar?
Okay, I'm going to do some more reading, but don't touch that thing until we know more.
What about the evening weather update?
Okay, but apart from that, no meddling. Could you turn that down?
I'm trying to relax. I'm bored.
You could try reading these with me.
I read copy, not history.
You should get into the habit. You might learn something. Like here, it says the spirit of Taloke is bound until a vessel is offered to him. His power is a gift. Unless ignored, his vengeance is mighty.
Sounds like some bullshit story. I'm gonna grab something to drink. How long till the next weather drop?
Looks like about 5 minutes. Don't be late.
And in other news, the County Hall of Records was destroyed today by a freak tornado. This was the second spontaneous tornado reported in the last 5 days, and experts are getting concerned that this could indicate a dramatic shift in local weather and patterns for the area in the foreseeable.
Beer?
No, I'm good, thanks. Hey, Ben? You never told me what Mr. Galvin died of.
Oh, They didn't say.
You didn't ask?
What, you would have?
Yeah, I would have. Typically, what happened is kind of the go-to in that situation.
I think they said something about him being electrocuted or something.
Electrocuted? They might have mentioned that he was electrocuted, and you don't remember? That seems pretty memorable, don't you think?
We've had a lot on our minds, haven't we?
Hey, you know what just occurred to me? We might be able to find something in the Hall of Records about this place. You know, see when it was built, how long it's been in the family, that kind of thing.
Okay, what's going on?
What do you mean?
You've been on my laptop?
Your laptop? No.
Don't lie to me, Hannah. You're the one that set up my accounts, you know all my passwords. You found the interview file, didn't you?
What file, Ben? What are you talking about?
Do you think I'm stupid, Hannah? You just randomly bring up the Hall of Records?
Oh my God. You did it. You actually did it. You used the weather device to destroy a building, didn't you?
Of course I did. If he has a last will and testament, then that recording I made isn't gonna mean squat. How did you find out?
It was on the news, you idiot. You think a tornado that comes out of nowhere is just going to go unnoticed? What did you do, Ben?
You had to make this hard, didn't you?
Get away from me! Oh, shit.
Really, Hannah? A crowbar? Come on. Look, I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh! Ah, you bitch! You didn't have to be like this, Hannah. I didn't mean to kill Mr. Galvan, but the idiot just kept pushing me, so I pushed back, and he fell. Okay, so I cut up the recording of the interview to make it sound like he was giving me custody of his house when he was out of town, and I took his body somewhere I could put down a lot of lightning, and it would be believable enough, but I didn't think they'd find him so fast.
If it was an accident, you could just tell the police.
And explain about the weather device? They'll never believe it. Hell, I don't believe it. It's not even a machine, but some sort of what, a trapped god? They'll have me committed.
I won't tell anyone.
Wish I could believe you, Hannah.
To look, help, whatever you need, I offer it to you.
What the hell?
Take him away, to look, please. I beg of you.
Hannah?
Offer accepted. You are mine.
Hannah! Hannah, no!
Whether man is ready or not, a deal is a deal.
See ya in 12 hours.
Here's a forecast for you. With 1 foot in the grave, if you cross enough palms with blood instead of silver, soon your other foot will join you. Thus concludes tonight's strange fantasy. Tune in next time for another look into the strange and obscure.
Strange Fantasy presented Weather Man. Written by Michael Song. Edited by Ashley Scarbro and Travis Scarbro. Produced by Ashley Scarbro and Travis Scarbro. Original scores by Travis Scarbro and Dyssent. The players of tonight's tale are as follows. Michael Song as Ben. Amy Abrigo as Hannah. Ty Anderson as Jeremy. Carmina Manley as the news reporter. And Travis Scarbro as the police officer. Strange Fantasy was created by Travis Scarbro and is copyright 2023 Strange Fantasy Productions, all rights reserved. Any and all characters appearing in this work are fictitious, and any resemblance to any persons living or dead is purely coincidental.